Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Vinodini Kapoor, teaching in the Faculty of Management in Chandigarh. Today we will discuss about the module Executive Information Systems and Expert Support Systems, and this is under the paper Management Information Systems. After completing this module, students will be in a position to develop a basic understanding of executive support systems and expert systems and understand their respective components. They will be able to understand advantages and disadvantages of both the deployments. They will be in a position to understand what is their application in the industry, and we will also look at certain successful implementations of expert systems as well as executive information systems. Let's say you are the executive officer, rather the chief executive officer of a large company. You're operating in 35 locations, 12 countries with 20,000 employees. So how do you keep a track of everything that is going on in the company? In order for you to be an effective leader, what information you're going to need? Now, you don't have the whole day to read through dozens of reports or listen to a series of presentations. So what is needed is a system in place that supports decisions which are more strategic in nature and long-term. Executive information systems. Firstly, let's take into account the hardware. The executive must be put first, and the executive's need must be defined before the hardware can be selected. The basic company hardware needed for a typical EIS include input data entry devices which allow executives to enter, verify, and update data immediately. The central processing unit, which is the kernel, because it controls the other computer components. Data storage files to save useful business information and search historical information. Output devices, which provide a visual or permanent record for the executive to save or read. Software. While choosing the appropriate software, it is vital to design an effective EIS. Therefore, the software components and how they integrate the data into one system are very important. The basic software includes 4 components. Text-based software. The most common form of text is documents. Database. Heterogeneous databases reside on a range of vendor-specific and open computer platforms to help executives access internal and external data. The graphic base. It can turn volumes of text and statistics into visual information for executives. Typical graphic types are time series charts, scatter diagrams, maps, motion graphics, comparison-oriented charts. The model base. The EIS models contain routine and special statistical, financial, and other quantitative analysis. Ease of use, responsiveness to executives, request, and price are all reasonable considerations. It should be considered if the software is compatible with existing hardware. The user interface. The executive information system needs to retrieve relevant data for decision makers, so the user interface is very important. Several types of interfaces can be available to the executive information system structure, such as the scheduled reports, questions, answers, menu-driven, command language, natural language, and input-output. It is crucial that the interface must fit the decision maker's decision-making style. Telecommunications. As decentralizing is becoming the current need in companies, telecommunication will play a pivotal role in networked information systems. Transmitting data from one place to the other has become crucial for establishing a reliable network. Telecommunications within the EIS can accelerate the need for access to the distributed data.
We'll now look at the concept of executive dashboards. In a world awash in data, there are 2.5 quintillion bytes of data generated every day, according to IBM. It's important to have a way to filter information that is most vital to you and your organization so it can be easily and quickly accessed to support highly informed decision making. An executive dashboard makes sense of massive amounts of data and make fact-based decisions in real time. Executive dashboards or strategic dashboards are a graphical interface using real-time data. This information allows managers to get a bigger picture view of the organization against critical metrics, identify opportunities for expansion, and see where improvements are needed. Dashboards consolidate and arrange numbers, give performance indicators, and sometimes performance scorecards on a single screen tailored for C-level executives and managers. The chief benefit of executive dashboards is that they provide a vehicle for ongoing improvements throughout the organization. Because you are measuring performance, you can improve it.
A system that shall be used in many different types of organizations to monitor enterprise performance as well as identify opportunities and problems. To sum up, executive information systems are enterprise-wide decision support systems that help top-level executives to analyze and compare the highlight trends in the important variables so that they can monitor performance and identify opportunities and problems. It does this by providing easy access to the important data needed to achieve strategic goals in an organization. An EIS normally features graphical displays on an easy-to-use interface. They also address non-routine decisions that are required during the judgment, evaluation, and insight because there is no agreed upon the procedure for arriving at such a solution. Often, information is delivered to executives through a portal, and now this uses a web interface to present integrated personalized business content. The senior management is responsible for a number of different tasks within an organization. This includes defining the overall vision, strategic planning, strategic organization and staffing, strategic control and crisis management. An executive information system is designed to support the various activities. It combines critical information from all areas within the organization so senior management gets a complete overview. However, an expert system stores knowledge and experience of the experts and makes them available to the users. Parameters for arriving at an analytical decision are programmed so that the computer system can respond to the given data as an expert would do. It employs knowledge about the application domain and uses procedures to draw inferences to solve problems that would otherwise require human competence or expertise.
Let's now look at the various advantages of using an executive information system. The EIS provides a simplified platform to draw inferences, whether they are operation-based or product-based. They allow the study of sales plans segregated by store, by product, supplier performance, and sales operations. Executives can view gross margins and markdowns by season, category, department, class, and weeks of stock or store by supplier. Management can also monitor critical variables like the checkouts, the visitor traffic conversion rates, sales and inventory contributions, sales and inventory units per square foot, employee cost and gross margin, return on investment. An EIS system can offer management as a consistent work format and exceptional reporting on opportunities. Reports covering products, sales trends, exceptions, forecasts, performance trends are generated on a weekly basis. It also gives a current view of the status of inventories by prioritizing markdowns and sales based on an accurate knowledge of aging inventory by season. This method can also be done on a month to month, year to date basis. Again, all accomplished by simply double clicking and drilling down throughout the product hierarchy. It also facilitates availability of immediate information required for responses to the field staff. Reaction time in pushing goods to the right areas or purchasing additional goods is greatly increased, providing corporate the ability to increase profitability.
Okay, children, we look at what are the advantages of the executive information system. Say, for example, it's Monday morning, the weekend is just passed, and the corporate office manager are pulling together reams of paper and spreadsheets to begin their weekly business analysis. And now this is done in three particular areas: the product, the supplier, and the real estate. So if all goes well, they should nearly be done by Wednesday. Today, a retail executive's most powerful tool is the executive information system. These provide the critical information needed to prioritize and strategize corporate decisions. On a single screen, with the click of an icon, the manager is able to immediately view business performance by key indicators. Goodbye paper and pencil. The analysis becomes much viable and not cumbersome. Expert systems. There are two primary parts to an expert system: a knowledge base and a reasoning engine. Now, the knowledge base contains the factual and the judgmental knowledge, while the reasoning engine uses inference to solve problems using the if-then decision chains. The process of building an expert system is called knowledge engineering and is done by a knowledge engineer. Now, who's a knowledge engineer? This refers to acquisition of knowledge from a human expert or other source and then eventually coding it in the expert system.
Let's now look at expert systems and its components. For example, IBM had a set of standard prices for provisioning of after-sales services to install, to relocate or remove computers. These prices were the starting point for negotiation among the customers, the field service representatives, and the service management. Because each customer had different ducting, wiring, and flooring, and because experience of the estimators varied widely, consistent bidding was no problem. IBM field service employees needed a better shared understanding of how to price complex jobs or how far to alter the standard price. Now IBM uses an executive system called consultant to help field services reps to prices bids. The representative simply specifies the machine types and the location specific factors, and the system generates a bid. Bids are negotiated only if the field person's price differs from the consultant by at least more than 20%. This procedure has eliminated many administrative problems. Components of an expert system. First and foremost, the knowledge base. It is here that the information is stored in the expert system in the form of facts and rules. Basically, these are a series of if statements. Now, this is where the programmer writes the code for the expert system. The user interface. It is the components where the user interacts with the expert system, where questions are asked and advice is produced. The user interface shall process how justification, where the system justifies its reasoning for providing a piece of advice or the why justification, where the system justifies why a particular question is being asked. Justification allows the user peace of mind about why a question is asked or a piece of advice is provided and can increase their confidence in taking such an advice. It also makes it easier for the programmer of the system to ensure that it works correctly, as it will flag up areas where the expert system provides advice that is not intended by the programmer. The inference engine. Now, this applies the facts to the rules and determines the questions to be asked of the user in the user interface and in which order to ask them. It is the invisible part of the expert system which is active during a consultation of the system when the user chooses to run the program. The non-expert user queries the expert system. This is done by asking a question or by answering questions asked by the expert system. An expert system may use different methods of inferencing chaining, like the forward chaining and the backward chaining. A backward chaining system. It works with the system assuming a hypothesis of what the likely outcome will be, and the system then works backward to collect evidence that would support the conclusion. Expert systems used for planning often use backward chaining. A forward chaining expert system, or a data-driven system. It simply gathers facts like a detective at the scene of a crime until enough evidence is collected that points to an outcome. Forward chaining is often used in expert systems for diagnosis, advice, and classification. Although the size and complexity of the system can play a part in deciding which method of inferencing is to be used.
We will now look at what are advantages of the expert system. The expert system captures expertise of an expert or a group of experts in a computer-based information system. The expert system can complete its part of the tasks much faster than a human expert. The error rate of a successful system is low and sometimes much lower than the human error rate for the same task. The expert system can capture scarce expertise of a uniquely qualified expert and can become a vehicle for building up organizational knowledge as opposed to knowledge of individuals in the organization. Integrating the information together. Executive information system has ability to gather information from different information systems within a company. The cloud can combine operational information from the production system with financial information system or the accounting system and statistical information from the R&D system. Specialized displays are actually the traditional printed reports that sometimes do not represent information clearly or concisely. So, what the expert system does is that it uses visual means of charts, graphs, icons to represent this particular information. Most executive information systems packages include application development tools for rapid system development. And since these tools can be used by programmers and non-programmers, the EIS projects have a broader base available for deployment resources than the traditional programmed software projects. Exception reporting. A primary benefit often for the executive information system is the ability to filter out routine data. Executives using such a system are alerted only by key indicators that are outside normal tolerance. Strategic sales advantage. The executive information system can be used as a tool for compiling and communicating strategic information about customers from diverse and often informal sources. Sometimes The information available from a company's executive information system is actually valuable to its customers. So, by making this information available to customers, a company can gain an advantage over its competitors.
Applications of the executive information systems. EIS enables executives to find those data according to user defined criteria and promote information based insight and understanding. They help executives and senior managers to analyze the environment in which the organization operates, to identify long term trends, and to plan appropriate courses of action. The information in such systems is often weakly structured and comes from both the internal and the external sources. Manufacturing. It refers to the transformation of raw materials to finished goods or the intermediate process involving the production. The central idea involves effectiveness and efficiency. EIS provides evaluation of vendors and buyers, the evaluation of purchased materials and parts, and analysis of critical purchasing areas. EIS provides a competitive approach to production planning and control. Marketing. EIS helps in assisting marketing executives in making effective marketing decisions. It provides a platform for sales forecasting, which can allow the marketing executive to compare sales forecast with past data. It also offers an approach to product price inventory analysis. The marketing professional can evaluate pricing as related to competition along with the relationship of product quality with prices charged. EIS further has been applied to manipulate data projections, performing audits of all the sales data, and calculating changes, variances, and ratios. Financial areas. EIS is a responsibility oriented approach that integrates planning or budgeting with control of performance reporting and can be extremely helpful to finance executives. The focus on accountability of financial performance, it recognizes the importance of cost standards, budgeting in developing quality of information provided. Customer care and support. EIS also supports flexible data reporting and tools for analyzing the information. This simplified process helps managers address problems and opportunities, which in turn help them make quick decisions which can help a business or the organization. Applications of expert systems. Financial decision making. The financial service industry has been exhaustive user of expert system techniques. Advisory programs have been created to assist bankers in determining whether to make loans to business and individuals. Insurance companies have used expert systems for risk assessment and to determine a price for the insurance. A typical application in the financial markets is in the forex trading. Knowledge publishing. The primary focus of the expert system is to deliver knowledge that is relevant to the context of the user's problems. The two most widely distributed expert systems in the world are in this category. The expert system counsels a user on appropriate grammatical usage in a text. A tax advisor expert system accompanies a tax preparation program, advises the user on tax strategy, tactics, and individual tax policy. Process monitoring and control. Systems falling in this class analyze real time data from physical devices with the goal of predicting trends and controlling optimality and failure corrections. Examples of real time systems that are actively monitor processes and can be found in the steel making and oil refining industries. Design and manufacturing. These systems assist in the design of physical devices and processes, ranging from high level conceptual data of abstract entities all the way to factory floor configuration of manufacturing processes. Planning and scheduling. Systems determine a set of actions to achieve those goals and provide a detailed ordering of those actions. by taking into account personal, material, and other constraints. This class is being capitalized for its commercial potential, which has been recognized for airline scheduling of flights, manufacturing, job shop scheduling, and manufacturing process planning. Configuration of manufactured objects from sub-assemblies. Now, configuration refers to solutions to a problem which are synthesized from a given set of elements related by a set of constraints. The techniques have found its way into use in many industries like modular home, building, manufacturing, and other problems involving complex engineering designs and manufacturing. Students, let's take up successful examples where the expert systems and the executive information systems have been implemented. We will look at a scenario of Philips. The executive information system uses external information from market sources, not to internal information from the accounting system, to produce effective decisions made in a decentralized organization. In 1987, Philips faced a problem with pricing its petroleum products, and as a result of a company-wide reorganization, because they lacked the timely information needed for flexible pricing, senior executives had to set a standardized, corporate-wide petroleum pricing that priced Philips out of some of the local markets every day. As part of the reorganization, Philips had to eliminate many middle management positions and was constantly trying to design a pricing information system that would support management at all levels in a decentralized organization. Now, this information needed to integrate on competitors' prices, the petroleum market spot prices, and Philips' internal cost and supply levels. This had to be done on a daily basis. To alleviate this pricing problem, Philips designed an executive information system that gathered daily information on pricing in each local market and compared it to the local competitor prices and market spot prices. This price information was correlated with the daily sales volume so that the specific market could be understood. The result was displayed on screen price volume graphs and charts that showed trends over a priority of 60 days. Now, this particular information was made available to the local market managers and the executives in the corporate offices. Because the local market managers had been given the responsibility of making pricing decisions, executives were free to simply monitor pricing activity. The impact and importance of this system and the EIS that supported it was enormous. Philips estimated that for each day its pricing was off by 1 penny. The company lost $40 million in annual profits. Philips designed its information system around providing the information to support key business decisions. Its trailing selling price, they put up both the pricing information and the responsibility in hands of the local market managers who were in the best position to make the decision. Philips met its business objectives by effectively implementing elements of the EIS to support decision making. We'll take up another case of the American Express Company. It uses an expert system to help its credit authorization staff through data from as many as 13 databases. The American Express credit card has no spending limit. Now, this feature is important for competitive reasons, but determining the credit level for each customer poses a very stiff administrative challenge. Each time the customer makes a large repurchase, the merchant telephones Amex to authorize the charge. The Amex employee has to make a quick judgment call. Authorization requests outside the normal buying pattern require a search of the databases for more information. Now, the authorizer's assistant executive system performs that searches and makes recommendations to persons who make the authorization decision. This entire process will only take few seconds and the merchant is still on the phone.
Okay, students, we will now summarize what we have learnt in the module here. The Executive Information System is a type of management information system that is intended to facilitate and support information and decision-making needs of senior executives, and it provides easy access to both the internal and external information that is relevant to meeting strategic goals of an organization. Executive Information System offers strong reporting and drill-down capabilities. Unlike a traditional information system, the EIS can actually distinguish between the vital and the seldom used data and track different critical activities for the executives, which are helpful in evaluating if the company is meeting its corporate objectives. On the other hand, the expert systems. Now they are assistants to decision makers and they are not substitutes for them. Expert systems do not have human capability because they will use at the back end a knowledge base for a particular domain, and then they will bring out this knowledge to bear facts of the particular situation in hand. The knowledge base of an executive system also contains heuristic knowledge, rules of thumb used by human experts who work in this particular domain. Thank you.